Sunday. Every Sunday, side by side at the microphone, from the green light to the speed trap, Chris Switzer and Ray Carino calls them as they sees them, and you better believe them. Here, relevant news, biased opinions, and outright bullshit regarding every aspect of automotive culture. Gas, mechanical trickery never before revealed over FCC-regulated airwaves. Thrill to the explosive tension as Chris and Ray cuss each other down the track and barrel roll across the finish line, laughing at certain disaster as they shake hands for the devil. All that and much more this Sunday at high noon on the Motormouth Radio Hour. Call in and speak live with the Wizards of Speed and live feed, Chris Switzer and Ray Garino. Bring the whole family. Kids under 12 get in free. Every Sunday at noon on WHPC. Take the Long Island Expressway to the Meadowbrook Parkway and look for the sign saying no parking on the expressway and no express service on the parkway. Go right on Highway 24 to Garden City. $2 all-day parking includes pit pass. Sunday!
But I have an old jalopy and it's losing all the joint. Well, it really needs a muffler, not to mention all the floating points. Well, it sure is a mover when I hit my overdrive. The speed of miles per hour is nearly 35.
Yeah, if you got frozen points and your overdrive is sticking, you've tuned into the right show. Motormouth Radio, Long Island's only automotive talk show, where we play the coolest of tracks in the automotive genre and world. And we know that Chris loves this stuff, so we
yes, Basement Productions. Where do you find this? What rock do you have to lift up to find this media?
Well, this band is called the Grand Prix.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, see the hot rod.
Yes, nice front engine dragster, circa 1962.
City, yeah. We got the Grand Prix, the quads, and the customs on this album. So
that's right, hanging with the quads.
You know, just listen to that. Look at that surf guitar, man. Come on,
twang Stratocaster,
probably a
treble.
It's old enough to be a Telecaster, but that's real Dick Dale stuff, man. You know, that's
I do like that. I do. I gravitate to that stuff. So you're absolutely right. That's very cool. So what?
Yeah, so like at least the tracks you're going to hear now for the next number of weeks are produced better. They sound a lot better than the other one I was playing, which was basically a grab from the '60s. It was really, it wasn't sonically really great, but
no, that definitely has a warmer tone to it than the stuff you were playing before. I had a lot of what's the word, Sibilis.
It was in mono.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have mono. But I'll tell you what, we're going to have a good day today, Chris. Let me tell you why.
Tell me why, Ray.
We're going to have a special guest coming in with us. It's going to be, we're going to have Mr. Lewis Lee from Playing in Traffic, the guy I work with on Thursday nights.
I know. You guys trade automotive knowledge back and forth. You volley like the best of them. I watch some of the antics of the Thursday night soiree. Believe me,
right.
I take a lot of notes.
So Lewis will be in shortly, and then later on, we may get a call from Wesby, Montana. I found out that some of the guys out there have listened to our podcasts.
Oh, really?
And now we have been proclaimed the best automotive talk show in Wesby, Montana. So
once again,
what that gets us, a contract, I don't know, but you know what? Accolades from all of our frozen peers.
Right, all that in a bag of chips.
Yeah. So I know you probably haven't been doing much in this frigid weather we've had because it's.
Oh, let me tell you, things have been bubbling up here in Nutmeg Central. I must admit.
Okay.
A lot of stuff. You know what I've come to realize? Realize that my snowblower does not like the automatic start.
Oh, really?
Ray, I've dragged the snowblower out. I fired it up. It went boom. It's like, you gotta be kidding me. You ran, you dirty dog. Pulling on the starter. It was just.
Oh no!
It was like, I'm gonna get the electric starter. So help me. So I did. Got it, plugged it in. plugged it on the side of the snowblower, hit that red button, and just stayed on it.
Oh, no.
It fired up.
I've seen more snowblower engines, and I actually owned one that literally melted the starters because they're
really?
not real robust items.
No, they're not.
And I've seen a couple. I had one in a snowblower, and I wanted to replace it because I couldn't even rebuild it. It was fried. You know,
Right.
it was pufficated, as Joe would say.
Pufficated.
So, and I did find one on Amazon.
I
but it
was
like,
pufficated and I walked a little funny for about a week. What? Yes.
I mean, replacement was like $89. And I said, man, no way. It's like, it's not worth it. Just not worth it. So I'll pull the cord. And so, yeah, be careful with those things. You can screw one up. You can lose one real easy.
I must admit, I took a chance. I know the gas must have been bad because I topped it off with some fresh that I had just recently purchased from the gas station, topped it off with that. And I found that I can get it running on the choke. Just ran on the choke. If you put it to run off of choke, it would die. I'm like, oh, this has got to be bad gas. It's got to be. So I'd run it on the choke and let it run. I would, every once in a while, I would tip it over to the run mode on the carburetor, and it would kind of stay awake. I'd rev it up.
Let's try this awakeness. Let's go to the phone and say, hi, caller. You're on with the Motor Mouths.
You can stay in awake.
Oh, Chris.
What's up, Johnny?
Hey, John.
Ray, it's funny you brought up automotors on snowblowers.
Oh.
I'm a huge fan of keeping my equipment tuned, and I always post on it. I keep it in a heated garage, so it's usually never a problem.
Right.
Well, John, you're going to have to maintain this phone. I mean, did you build it yourself? Which phone is this?
Yeah.
Is it the wooden one you're using? What is it?
But one of the guys that I follow actually said it's bad not to use the starter.
He said what? He said not to use the starter?
Not to use it?
It's bad not to use it.
Oh, bad not to use it.
Not to use it.
Yeah, I'm not advocating not using it. I'm just telling Chris, don't lean on that button until you sing like the national anthem.
Yeah, if it doesn't fire up in the first two texts, there's something wrong in the car.
Yeah, I'd give it like maybe 5-10 seconds tops, then stop, and then see what's going on and then try it again. But with the starter, they usually do kick over quite fast. They do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If I can pull start it, if it doesn't start in two poles, there's a problem.
Yeah, right.
No, you're right. And that's thankfully today, what was it, yesterday, I fired it up again. Not that we're going to see any snow in the near future, but I fired it up just to move it out of the way and let it run, and it kicked right over. So it had to be some bad fuel that was impeding the performance of the certain snowblower. But yeah,
it's a good possibility. The other thing for consideration, if you leave gas in and it's not cold, it wicks in moisture in the summer, humidity.
Right. Yeah, no, it's very true.
So you you didn't use Startron fuel additive?
Come on, Ray.
Come on, Ray. Talk to me about it. No, you're going to come back to me.
Do things the right way? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Would we have a program here? Would there be this vast amount of knowledge getting spewed and vomited all over the place? No,
there wouldn't.
I would say okay.
Cocks on them anymore. Where you drain out what's in the car in the bowl.
Yeah, sometimes there's like a 10 millimeter hex plug at the bottom. But not always.
There is on mine. There is on. And the funny thing is, I'll take the carburetor apart. John, it really is. Use the Startron. It works. I'm sure it works so well. But because I don't do it, I'll pull the carburetor off. I'll go and spray it within an inch of its life with carburetor cleaner. And there's always one spot, one little chamber that I'll hit it with the carburetor cleaner, and it does this. It goes, and you get the spurt comes out.
Tell them or I will, but. Yeah, that's why they make ultrasonic cleaners.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about it, John. All right, John, thanks. Let us go. We got our guest coming in, so let me do some business.
John, can you imagine the program if we both did things the right way?
Right.
Ray would say, use the Startron. I would say, I used the Startron. It ran great. End of story.
All right.
I got you. Hey, Ray.
Yeah, John.
Where is last week's show?
There was no there was no show last week. The
It
station
was our
was off
best
the air.
one.
The Transformers were down. There was no show for last week.
Okay.
That's why our guest is on this week.
It was our greatest show ever.
All right, we're going to talk about solar panels.
Oh, good.
All right, John, talk to you later.
Always a pleasure, John. Thanks.
All right, so listen, we have our guest. He's showing up, playing with the lighting. So let's see if we have a little intro for him.
Yeah.
How about this?
Nice.
All right. Playing a little. What else would you talk about if you're going to wait for the sun, right? We're talking to Mr. Lewis Lee from Playing in Traffic about solar panels today. Lewis, thanks for coming on with us.
Lewis, the highly acclaimed Playing in Traffic, a mastery of automotive technology, and something I truly enjoy watching and listening to on a weekly basis. I can't catch it live, but I do catch it on Fridays. And I do
appreciate it. Hey, I'm just trying to be like you guys.
Don't do that.
So, Lewis, I got to say,
20 years of not doing anything. That's what'll happen.
We mentioned this topic a couple of weeks ago, and John, among other people, jumped right on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I mentioned how you're doing your bus. I want you to talk about it and tell us the whole story. And
So curious.
so lay it out for us. Tell us what you did, starting with the bus, and why you did it, and and we'll just jump in when we feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Me and my wife decided to retire early and travel the country. So I started looking at RVs, and they're pretty much junk. They're built terrible. So I've seen some videos of people converting old school buses into RVs. So I talked the wife into it, and 30 days later, I had a bus.
Now
so we bought a 40-foot International Bluebird bus, 72 passenger, and we gutted it out and converted it into an RV. So in the next month, we're going to be pulling out and traveling the country.
Now, the beauty part and the backstory that a lot of people may not know if they don't follow you is that you were a bus driver for a profession, so you know how to handle big rigs.
Yeah.
You drove trucks, most of your life, so you're a very accomplished truck driver. Plus, you're a great woodworker. I didn't even know how good of a woodworker you were.
I'm so impressed. Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate it.
See it right on YouTube. It's fantastic. Great stuff.
Yeah, I'm learning as I go. I mean, it's a lot of it is the right tools. If you have the right tools, you can pretty much do it.
Listen, I've said that to people, and I've told people too, listen, I could give you my real expensive tools. You still can't do what I could do because let's face it, there's an ability level that has to be there no matter what you do. And don't sell yourself short, my friend.
And Lewis, I've scoffed at him every time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a great experience. We actually are building everything to fit our needs. So it's working out pretty good so far. I put the cabinets and the drawers and everything in the right spots.
Well, you missed one of the best parts. To make the bus fit your need, it was a little too short because you're a tall guy.
Yeah, I'm 6'5".
What do you think about that?
Yeah, so the inside of the bus was 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
So I was standing in here with my head tilted, and so we cut the roof off and raised it 18 inches.
That's amazing.
A lot of the car guys from the show, just friends I've had, over years, they all came in from out of town, and we made it a big event. You can check it out on my YouTube channel, Busting Out Schoolie on YouTube. So you can check it out. Guys came from all over the country and helped me cut this roof off and lift it and welded it back together in one weekend.
And now that's 3 years ago,
Wow.
3+ years ago.
Yeah.
And that's still getting talked about like it was yesterday. Just on I think 2 weeks ago, we had a couple of the guys on, and it was like it just happened. People are still so charged up by that event. It was, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I was working at the time. So
yeah, it brought a lot of people together, friends. I got friends for life. These guys came, they flew in, brought their own tools, drove in, didn't charge me a dime. This is a $10,000-$15,000 job to do this roof.
Yeah.
And they came in, they said, what do we have to do? I showed them where we got to cut. and they went to work, man. It was an incredible event.
And you had some of the best metal guys around, you know,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
some of the best pranksters around too, which actually helps the project move a little faster.
Yeah,
Or
so
slower.
yeah. So if you go on my website, I have all of the guys that came to help, all their channels, because they all have YouTube channels as well. So you can go to bustingoutschoolie.com and you can see all the people that were involved.
Right.
That's great. So you gave them content for their channels as well. That's fantastic.
And you'll find out who Joey Collins likes and doesn't like by the way he rides their ass. He's a trip. So now fast forward, now you're in the end, you're getting ready to take your first road trip. And the topic of the solar came up, and you found a great company to work with that's that provide you with all of your hardware. So tell us a little bit about, because that's what people want to. And let me say something too for people who are listening, either on a stream or terrestrially. You can call and talk to Lewis because he's on our Zoom meeting with us, 516-572-7440, and you can ask him a question yourself.
And also, if you want to use your thumbs, you can text us at 203-670-4127. And to text us is to be us. So
So I've been working with a company out of Texas, Signature Solar,
right?
And they've been great. They, I didn't know anything about solar until I started talking to them, and they walked me through what I needed, what would work the best on mobile unit. So what we did is we went with solar panels on the roof. We have 8 solar panels at 440 each. 440 watts each. So we're running around 3,700 watts. And then we have a big battery bank. We used EG4 batteries. They're server rack batteries. So I have 4 of those. So we're running at 400 amp hours.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice system. They they walked me on through how to hook it up, the right wiring, everything. I mean, they're a great company.
The actual wire itself, right? The actual wiring and the load.
Yeah.
That's great. See, that's the thing now. Just a few years ago, that would have been commercial grade stuff. I mean,
for sure.
Not homeowner or hobbyist. So I solar has really taken that leap into, like I said, you can run your mini split off these things.
Well, they also make mini splits as well, EG4 mini splits. So I have 2 of those.
Right.
I have, and they run off solar, so I can connect my solar panels directly to the mini splits, and they will run all day on that. And then at nighttime, when the sun goes down, it kicks over to my batteries, and my batteries will take over.
Right.
What's the size of the battery, Lewis? I'm picturing like a series of car batteries. Am I wrong?
Well, you can get batteries that are like car batteries, but these are server racks, so they slide into a rack.
Chris, it looks like
literally when you say server rack, we're talking about like a piece of audio equipment type of.
I was going to say picture like an IBM PC, like one of the IBM Elites, smaller ones. That's what they look like.
It's amazing.
I'll be posting a picture because I do have a picture here.
And that could generate that kind of power.
Oh yeah, I can run probably. Everything in my bus is pretty much 12 volt, except for my refrigerator and a couple of plugs, TV, stuff like that. Right. So I'm not running a lot of juice on 110, but the batteries, man, they're lasting 2 days. I got a pretty big battery bank, so they'll last me 2 days.
Do you know the lifespan of the battery? Like how long it would last?
Well, they came with a 10-year warranty, so.
Oh, geez.
I'm guessing
that's pretty fantastic. Holy moly.
So what we're looking at there, Lewis.
Ray's holding up a picture of what looks like server rack. Yeah.
Right. So that's my cabinet for my batteries. There's four of those EG4 batteries.
Son of a gun. And you'll see this on YouTube when Ray posts it.
And I'll post it on social media tomorrow when I advertise the show. Yeah.
Wow.
So we're logging all this on our YouTube channel as well. So you can see the whole build of the bus. You can see everything. I'm being wide open with everything.
Sure.
No, very cool. And how long did it take you to actually install it?
I probably have I don't know, 5 hours in it because I bought one battery and I bought I have an all-in-one inverter, and it also charges the batteries and everything. So it was pretty easy hookup because it's all one unit. You know, you run your batteries to that, you run your solars to the unit, and you're pretty much done.
I have 5 hours in just drinking coffee, thinking about things when I'm working on a project.
Yeah, me too. Well, see, that's what's nice about this company, Signature Solar. I was on the phone with their tech for probably hour 15 minutes, and every question I asked him, he walked me through it.
Yeah, that's great.
That
Yeah,
is
and
great.
I was amazed that they really. I was worried. I was like, man, I got to learn how to do all this stuff. Which I did a lot of research on the internet, on how to hook up stuff. But they actually walked me through and said, okay, you need A, B, and C, and you have to hook this up first. You got to hit this switch first, second, all the way down.
Right.
Son of a gun.
Is there what's the main crux of their business? Is it for people who are doing mobile stuff like you, or is it like fixed operations like houses or offices?
Well, I think they started out with fixed, but now so many people are doing the mobile units. They're moving towards that as well.
Yeah.
They're making everything DIY, where you can do it yourself.
Brian was even talking about doing his tool truck, because when he has to stop, you got to run that diesel. And he was thinking about if he threw one of them up on his tool truck, he could get some free energy. That's great.
You run that diesel in the back of his truck, everybody will want ice cream.
Right?
I already told him he's got to cut a window and sell tacos and hot dogs.
Yeah, make a day of it, right?
Louis, what do the panels look like? Does it look like some of those panels you'd see on a roof of a house, or are they shaped? Oh, they are. So do you have to have like the grill work under the panel so birds don't get in there, type of thing? Like,
no, well, I'm putting them real close to the roof, so
okay.
but they can go under if they need shading.
Now,
But I bought the commercial. They use these on commercial buildings. So the technologies came up so much that you can cross use them. You know what I mean?
Now, the other thing you talked about recently, which I thought was great, I mentioned it to Chris 2 weeks ago, was that now the panels can pick up sun from the bottom of the panel as well as the top. How does that work?
Yeah.
So my panels they call them bifacial panels. So they have the solar grid on the top and the bottom. So the ones on the bottom don't collect as much. Like if you had turned it over, it wouldn't generate the same amount of energy. But what it does is, if you get any kind of reflection up, it will give you more wattage. So my panels are 440, but if I get enough sun up under it, it'll jump to 550.
So that's a good reason to paint that surface white or silver, something reflective, right?
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
Now you have panels doing everything. You have fixed ones. You're going to slide some out off the sides, you said?
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm building a rack with each rack will have 4 panels. The 2 panels on the bottom slide out, so they'll be hanging out over the sides of the bus.
Right.
So those will collect a lot of juice. Yeah, and my canopy is white. So when the solar panel's out and then the sun hits the top of the canopy, it's going to bounce up into the panels.
Right.
Is there some sort of meter that, like on a dash or on a wall, that will tell you how much sunlight you're absorbing and how much energy you're creating? There is something. So like, let's say you're parked somewhere and you're getting like a certain amount, but you're like, let me use a little bit more. You can adjust the bus in order to raise or lower, for some reason lower, but to adjust the amount of energy taken in by those panels. There is something like that.
Yes. My solar controller has a monitor on the front of it that shows you how much is coming in, how much is going out, and also comes with an app. Let me pull up the app for you. You can see exactly what's going on with your
Louis loves his tech stuff. He loves tech stuff.
Awesome.
Because
I'm thinking, like, the first thing I'm thinking of is like the solar panels will have movement or adjustment.
Oh,
but they're mobile.
Yeah, look at that.
That's fantastic.
So you see the lines moving?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure do.
That's showing you from the pole. I have the bus hooked up right now to my house. So it's bringing juice into the to the inverter, and then the
Okay.
inverter's shipping it out to the rest of the bus.
Nice.
That's amazing.
See,
love it.
Chris, remember years ago we had a one of the guys you knew. He did a.
I'm lucky if I remember you.
I know. Well, you know what? We have a call. Let me take a call here, and I'll get back to me later. Hi, call. You're on the
Remember?
phone now, Jack. Chris, Ray, and Lewis.
Hey, Glenn, how are you guys?
What's happening, Glenn?
Hey, Glenn.
Hello.
Phone was ringing. I thought it was not working, disconnected. I tried listening last week, and I couldn't get you, and realized you were off the air.
Yeah, last week there was no show, but we're
Man,
making
it was a great show. You missed a good show last week.
Yeah, I was. I forget where. Did you post pictures of Lewis's bus? Because my question is, I thought I saw a patch count like cables, like Cat 6. And I guess it was linking the equipment together, or is it something?
I might have put a picture up. I might have put a picture up of that battery bank, but I'm going to repost tomorrow on that
Yeah,
stuff.
I thought it was something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
And I was
Glenn, Ray will draw diagrams and circles and arrows and paragraphs on
I
the
won't
back.
have to because Glenn's an installation guy, so he knows what's going on
I
here.
noticed those wires.
Right.
Yeah.
Glenn's critiquing.
Hey, I take all advice. You know what I mean? If somebody knows something, please tell me.
I said, I bet that is all wired up to a control panel or something. And you said you can view it through an app, and
Right.
kind of neat.
Yeah. Very nice.
Technology is great, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. You'll be cruising in style once that thing is done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some wire spokes on it too, so when I'm rolling, I'll look like a gangster.
Vogues and spokes. All he needs is he just needs a new rear end. He needs a better gear ratio in that truck. That's about it.
Right?
Well, it sounds like a great project. I'm going to have to check out some more pictures online.
Glenn, there are places. Lewis will be going to Florida soon to an event. There's events all over the country for these bus guys. It's like in the old van days when people do van meets and van ins.
Just bigger. Yeah.
Right now they're doing it with buses and trucks.
Well, a lot of the bands they go to the same events.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just it's more of a what do you call it? When people travel like outlanders,
Nomads, vagabonds.
nomads. Yeah, nomads. So it's more of that. There's buses, vans, all kind of stuff.
It's a good thing you grew the beard prior because now you don't have to worry about doing it. You'll fit in already.
Yeah, I'll jump right in. I'll get me a tie-dye shirt and I'm good.
Yeah. I tell you, it's it. Some Grateful Dead music, little dancing bears. It's all cool.
Sure, why not?
Yep.
Well,
So we're looking forward to hitting the road.
I'll be in touch.
All righty,
I
Glenn.
just wanted to call and check in and say hello.
Very good, Glenn. Thanks for calling. Catch you again soon. All right.
All right, Glenn.
So look,
Bye.
you could be like Glenn, 516-572-7440. Or you could text at.
Oh, you can text us at 203-670-4127 if you got thumbs and you need to use them.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We can do it. We
Yeah.
can do it. We can take care of that. That is true. And yes, you can call us at 20. What is it? What's the number again? 516-572-7440. I almost said a number that I
23 years.
shouldn't
Come
have
on.
said. Almost kidding.
I'm going to be, after this show is done, I'll be giving that phone number out for stuff. And it's like burned into your brain, I don't remember my own number.
Lewis, do you have a plan of where you want to go first once the bus is all set and done and ready to rock? Do you
Well, our first event is in Florida. It's called the Schoolie Swarm, and that's the last week of February. So we're going to hit that, and then we're going to bounce around the country. We're retired and no destination. I mean, just going to ride until we see something we like.
That's amazing. I just love that whole, just the whole adventure of it is just fascinating that you can just pick up and go.
Yeah, this country has a lot to see. And so we're, we might not like it. We might get out there in 2 weeks, hate it, and come back home.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? But we're going to try it out.
In the beginning, I think the only limiting factor you're going to have is that rear end in the bus.
Yeah.
Well, what's up with the rear? What's wrong with it?
So school buses, they go corner to corner. They're not really a freeway type of vehicle. So my RPMs jump up real high at 55. So
Got
it's kind of my limit, 55, 60, pushing it. So I need to change the rear end so I can, do better speeds, better fuel economy.
It's like a little better than a Model A, pretty much, because they're like 45, 50, and that's about it.
What would an overdrive, an external overdrive unit do something would solve that
Yeah,
problem?
like the gear vendors, that would work. Putting a different transmission in could work. You know what I mean? More gears. But so some of the buses, like the activity buses, when you go on sports trips, like the football teams, they have different rear ends, so they can go on the freeway and travel. So I can just switch over to one of those. There's a couple different angles I can take.
So Lewis will be shopping on the road.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just wondering if any of those rears are like bolt in, or you're gonna have to do some major fabrication or something.
No fabrication.
Just bolt right in.
Yeah, just like a car. If you change the gears in your car, same thing.
Right.
Out, pull in is just bigger. You know what I mean? A little heavier.
Yeah.
There are some operations that I always find like taboo. Transmissions are one of them, and the other one are rears. I back away. Let the professionals do those.
It has to be right.
Right. Know my limitations, and a rear is definitely one of them. I pull the whole rear out, throw it away, put another one in. Done that before, but I actually get into the inner workings of the gears, and nah, I'm not shimmying anything up.
Yeah, there's no need. I'll tell you what, our limitation is right now. It's the bottom of the hour. We need to take a break.
Already?
See, that's what we don't do on Playing in Traffic. We just slog it out. We like boxes for like 3, 4, 5 hours. Like, more. Let's go another half hour. Yeah, we actually have to take breaks as FCC regulations. So I have to tell all the good people that, listen, if you're interested in a really cool show, Saturdays.
Tell us, Ray.
On this station, it's called the Swing Bop Groove.
That sounds like my last Saturday night.
Yeah, right? Well, it was Saturday at 10. Modern jazz fans who are open to new directions in the genre and appreciative of the jazz masters that blazed the trail will love our newest jazz show, featuring a mix of jazz styles from the 60s through today's emerging artists. Listeners recreate a space where serious jazz fans and musicians can find a mutually supportive and spirited community. That's really cool.
Just like us, mutually supportive and spirited.
Pretty much.
Spearmint, yes.
Spearminted. So now for the darker side, our WHPC weather forecast, powered by Pantano's Gourmet, who's offering catering for the big game. There's usually Rob usually leaves me a weather.
You don't have a tag?
Well, you know what? It's cloudy. It was in the 30s today.
You don't have the weather. Look out the window.
I'm looking out the WHPC weather window right now. No, I saw it on TV this morning. It's going to be the same for tonight. Tomorrow, maybe a high of, I think, 32. No rain in sight for a while. It's going to get warmer during the week. So,
and everything's the same here, only about 5 degrees colder.
Right.
So
do we have a honor group of the hour?
My turn? Yes, we do. As a matter of fact, we do have a Motor Mouth Radio honor group of the hour this week. And this week, if you cannot find one of your sockets, one of your favorite go-to name brand hardened steel sockets is missing from your rigid socket tray, where they're all lined up and easy to reach, just like yours, Ray, not like mine. Maybe the one missing is that 9/16 6-point that breaks free some of the most stubborn bolts, or maybe it's the banged up 10 millimeter that never seems to get lost. Or where is that old subpar generic 15/16 steep socket that you use to hammer on wheel bearings? Well, if you are missing one of those sockets and you need to get the job done, quit cursing under your breath and go check the stock socket extension in the other drawer, because I'm sure you'll find it there. So if you misplaced a socket but found it still attached to an extension in the other part of your toolbox, then you are part of the Motor Mouth Radio honor group of the hour this week.
Tell you a funny story. Just the other day, we're putting the bumpers back in my Pontiac at the shop, and I was putting my tools away, and like, where's my 11/16 short socket? Because I have socket.
Oh boy!
And I'm looking all over, like, where did it go? And I found it against the wall behind the inspection machine. It kind of rolled on off to the side.
They do grow legs.
You have either wrench rails or socket rails, because you know when you're missing something. So,
good point.
With that, let me take this break. We'll do our quick little bits, and we'll be back in just about 2 minutes or so with more Motor Mouth Radio and Lewis Lee where we're going to talk about more about this, the bus thing and the solar project. So
The
keep it where you got
bus
it.
thing.
The bus thing. It is the bus thing. It's the thing.
Bus
We call
thing.
it the thing.
It's a
Keep,
bus thing.
keep it where you got it on 90.3 WHPC.
We'll be back with answers to your car questions. Give us a call at 516-572-7440. Oh, I should have said the motor mouth thing.
This show on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision, with 2 locations in Limerick and Oceanside, who remind you that New York state law says you always have the right to choose which shop will fix your car. CarStar Celebrity Chase Collision offers a full range of services, 24-hour towing between Montauk and Manhattan, shuttle service, and they can help you with a rental car arrangement if needed. All repairs include the CarStar lifetime nationwide warranty, ensuring that the experts at Celebrity Chase Collision are always on your side.
Y sí, hablamos español.
More information is available at 516-593-0920 or online at celebritychasecollision.com.
Okay, Mark Warman here from Graveyard Cars, hanging out with my buddies at, what's the name of it again?
Motormouth Radio.
Hey, Mark Warman here from Graveyard Cars, hanging out with my friends at Motormouth Radio. Sunday morning, I don't know what this fat bald guy's laughing about. You'll forget stuff soon enough too, my friend. Be sure to listen. When are you guys on? 10 a.m.?
Sundays at noon.
Noon on Sundays.
Excellent. This was
No, that's you got the promo. For, the best one was the first one. That's why I was because you said, what was the name of this again? That's the promo.
What better presentation could you do than that?
Hey, you, get over here. Every Sunday, 12 to 1, you are going to tune in to hear the Motor Mouths, my friends Ray Guarino and Chris Switzer. 90.3 FM, WHPC. You might learn something.
And like Johnny always said, you may learn how to play a better guitar, maybe learn how to play a good drum lick. That's how we do it on Motor Mouth Radio. See, Lewis, we got stuff to do on this show. It's like, I got to work, man. You know?
Yeah.
Thursday
Yeah,
night,
you
I
work
sit
hard.
back, I say, yeah, man, you do it. I'm just going to sit here and, like, do a crossword puzzle.
That's what I do. I just sit back and watch Ray work.
I know. So, we're back.
Hey, it's great to see the professionals work.
Yeah, sometimes I like to watch them myself.
Or the professionals just sit back and go, what's going on? We doing this show?
We got paperwork. We got all sorts of crazy crap here, but we have fun doing it. So,
Hey, speaking of which, John just texted us at 203-670-4127. He mentioned something. He says, I really want to take a school bus up to 80 miles an hour. He says, I think that is by design. The most school buses are GPS tracked to make sure nobody exceeds the speed limit. I think John is quite an adventurer.
I think so, yeah.
Right. So on my bus, there's no governor on it. I can get it up to 70, but my RPMs are screaming. So
really,
I back down real quick.
What do you got under the hood on the school bus?
It has a DT466E. So they put them
Okay.
in.
There you go.
Son of a gun. I don't know what that is.
It's a 8. What is it? A 8.2 liter, I think.
2 liter, yeah.
8.2.
So it's a 6-cylinder or an 8-cylinder?
8. No,
It's
6. 6.
6.
I'm sorry.
Okay, it's a diesel. Diesel 6.
Yeah, they use them in box trucks, school buses, stuff like that, garbage trucks,
Mm-hmm.
those size vehicles.
And they run forever. I mean,
yeah.
You don't even have to ask the mileage on it. I'm sure it's in the hundreds of thousands.
Well, no, Lewis found a good one too, right? Right, Lewis, who's been reconditioned.
Yeah, so mine has 170,000 on it.
Not even broken in.
But wait, listen to this. In 2016, they did an in-frame rebuild, and they only put 1,000 miles on it after that.
Yeah.
Holy smoke!
Explain what that is. The
in-frame. So they didn't pull the motor from the chassis.
No.
I'm assuming.
So on semi trucks and big, bigger vehicles like this, they rebuild them in the frame, sitting in the truck. So they snatch it all apart because you can get to everything. The hood tilts up.
Whole nose comes off, right?
Right. So they call it in frame. So they rebuild the whole motor.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
great deal.
You're sitting on that front wheel for hours, sitting on the top of the front tire for hours, working.
Yeah.
Well,
like a very tall '84 Corvette.
Yep, exactly.
We talked about this. How many quarts of oil does that engine hold?
It holds 8 gallons.
8 gallons of oil. Yeah.
Of oil. 8 gallons, not 8 quarts. 8
and 12
gallons.
gallons of antifreeze.
So what's the normal oil
smokes.
change interval like if it's being used as a school bus? Do you know?
I'm not sure. I didn't get that far.
Because then I'm curious. I'm sure you can extend it since you're doing, highway driving. And I'm sure you're using like Delvac or Rotella, something like that.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go with the Rotella or and maybe even Amsoil. I've been talking to a couple guys that's running Amsoil.
Right.
I might go that route.
Yeah.
So let's see, if you think 4 quarts a gallon, and a quart runs you anywhere from what?
$8 to $16, depending where you shop.
Yeah, you're out of a couple $100 on an oil change.
Right. Don't forget the filter.
So
I don't even want to ask what the filter costs.
So when I had my trucking company, an oil change was $150. So I'm thinking, oh, it'd probably be $200 now. So I'll call around, get some prices. 400. Like, oh my God, what's going on? So part of the game, though, you know what I mean. You play with the big stuff, you got to pay the big stuff.
Vince, our friend Vince, who drives the big rigs, he said his ISX has 11 and a half gallons of oil and 16 gallons of antifreeze. But those things, so what did he say he was at the other night with mileage on that thing? 9 million miles or something?
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to.
He's working. He's working it too. He's pulling some stuff.
yeah, right. That's heavy hauling, but the maintenance is key. It's expensive on stuff like that. Yeah. And tires, they're not cheap either. It's not like we're not rolling into Mavis looking for the weekly special.
Yeah, they're $300 a piece.
Yeah.
I'm running 6, so I gotta give one of the kids away to get the tires.
Right.
Well, you're not going to go with the retreads or anything like that.
No.
You find those on the side of the road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is my house. You know what I mean? I don't want to trust it on retreads.
Right.
What do you do about mail? Just a side note. Like, how do you get mail?
It's all bills, so I don't want them anyway.
Yeah, right.
Good point.
Good
point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you keep them.
In today's day, you can do everything virtually. Do everything on. They want you to pay online. They don't want you to send a mail in.
Yeah, pretty much. And any other mail go to one of my kids' house. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll pick them up when I come by. If it's something important, they'll let me know.
Right.
I'm thinking you can forget about an Amazon delivery.
Right.
Oh no, I've researched it because I'm an Amazon guy. So they have drop-off points all over the country.
Right. True. True.
Wow. Right.
Yeah, 7-Elevens and CVS's. Yeah, there's drop-offs all over. Plus, I'm sure they could drone it into you, and they do those drone drops.
Yeah, so I was worried about it because I get Amazon twice a day.
Wow.
So, oh wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So here's another thing too on my Busting Out Schoolie YouTube channel. I have an Amazon account where everything I've bought from Amazon for the bus, you can go on and look at all the tools and everything.
Right.
Everything that you've purchased for the bus is available to be seen. You can actually see what you've. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Because anyone that's interested in it, I'm sure probably wouldn't know the first thing to do other than after buying the bus or buying the vehicle. It's like, what do you do?
Right. So that's why we put the channel together too, is to help other people. Not saying that I'm doing everything right, but you see how I did it, and you might know a better way, but at least to give you kind of an idea of the route to go.
Right. And I just love the fact that you're able to, you go back and forth, and like you say, you would take any ideas possible, whatever. You're leaving it open, like an open forum.
Yeah, exactly.
To discuss, to share ideas on doing the project.
I guess what guys could do is, like in the old days when it was vans, you just go to a van event as a spectator and you look around and you ask questions. I mean, because these guys in these communities and the gals, they're really friendly people. It's not like you're, walking up on, like a mob meeting or anything. These are all friendly folks. So, and I'm sure they'll be happy to share the information.
Although all those vans are white and rusty and they're on the side, if they throw you into that van, they take you away. You're gone.
Exactly.
Bye.
Stay away from the ones that says we have free candy.
Yeah.
You don't want those.
Yeah.
So this community is really helpful too. You can go on the forums, and a lot of people help you out. If you have a question. It's a nice community. I enjoy it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you take take the bus like to a camping site, I'm assuming, and or it just doesn't matter. You just you could park anywhere. It's like you don't have to plug in. That's what I'm literally like trying to grasp the thought around that you're not subservient to like a campsite where you do have to plug in. You don't have to plug in electricity. Where would you get your water from?
Now, truck stops, they have fill stations where you can fill your water and charge up as well. Or you can go to an RV park.
You could.
And fill up there, charge up there. But I tried to build this bus where we can go off grid for maybe 30 to 60 days. I put big water tanks. That's why I went so big on the solar as well. So you know, we kind of can go off grid. Now, say it's no sun, so my solar is not working. I have a generator as well that I can plug up and run off the generator. I got 3 ways to charge. You know, you can plug up, generator, or solar.
Is that generator diesel or like natural gas?
Mine runs off both. It runs off gas or propane.
Dual fuel, beautiful. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's thinking it out, Lewis. That really is thinking it out.
No, it totally is. Well, just out of curiosity, what does this thing weigh?
I'm roughly around 26,000 pounds, but I can go to 36. You know.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
So you're within.
You have
you're not overweight. You're not overtaxing the system, basically.
Do you have like, was it 400 or 600 gallons of water you're carrying?
I'm carrying 100 gallons fresh water and then 100 gallons waste.
Okay. I thought it was more.
I have room. You know, I wanted to save some space under my bed for storage, but I could probably put another 100 gallons under there if I wanted to.
You know, Chris,
like a water bed.
The thing to remember is Lewis isn't out there batching it. He's got his wife with him. So if you do anything less than perfect accommodations, you're going to hear about it immediately. And you can't even go out in the backyard and get away. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
the world is your backyard.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would have threw a mattress on the floor in the refrigerator and took off.
Right.
But, you know, I gotta put bougie stuff in there. You know, couches and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you gotta make it. You gotta make it pretty and frilly.
Now, not
on
only
top
that,
of it.
now all of that is at a level that's pretty high. Well, Lewis wasn't happy with that. He kicked it up to another notch because not only that, he's all right. You're going to bring a vehicle with you. You're bringing a motorcycle with you. You got your leather shop with you. You were talking about a little machine shop. Tell us about that.
Are you bringing a small building?
No. So what I'm doing is on my pickup truck, I'm putting all my leather tools in the back of the pickup truck with a cap on it. I have my sewing machine and my leather and all that stuff. So the lift that we have to pull the vehicle behind the bus has a lift for my motorcycle. So you drive the motorcycle on that and it lifts it up over the top of the hood of the truck. And then you pull the truck in and you pull the truck behind the bus. So I'll have my motorcycle, the truck, my leather shop in the back.
You have your own convoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
We were trying to talk him into a Kia or like a little Hyundai or something, but he wasn't having it.
Yeah, so I gotta carry my stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Holy smokes! Yeah, because you don't want to move the bus around just to go get a quart of milk or a pack of gum. You need like a
little shuttle,
a jumper vehicle.
Yep.
To take you back and forth, and that would be the pickup truck.
I mean, like any of us who've traveled through the country, you know, once you're out of like here, you know, any of the cities, the wide open spaces, that's the place to drive. I mean, it's easy. So that'll be easy hauling for them. It's and then in the cities, you want like smaller transport, sure.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring this rig in the city, you know.
Right.
But yeah. I mean, everything that we're doing is to fit our needs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what the beauty is, building this yourself, because you do what you want, how you want it, and live life.
Absolutely.
I'm just thinking about living in that confined space. You know, two people living in that. You know, there's not a lot of personal room.
Yeah.
Well, we have I think 240 square feet.
That's like a tiny house. They do those. They do tiny houses with that kind of room.
Yeah. So we also have, you know, we have a living room, which I'm sitting in right now on the couch, and then the kitchen, and then our bathroom is separating the master bedroom. So if if I get kicked out of the bedroom, I can come in the couch. You know, she's in another room.
Yeah, right.
And you know, here's another thing people forget though. When we park somewhere like out in the desert or somewhere or at a campground, we have our awning that goes out, and then so we have our seating outside. So that's another room basically.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah. So
Make sure you got your snake sticks with you. You know, like the snake stickers.
oh, believe me, 'cause I'm
Yeah,
scared of snakes.
Right.
Believe me, I got something for them if they come messing with me.
Yeah, you know, there's actually I saw it on one of the gun channels I watch. There's a guy who does stuff. He's out in the desert, and him and his son do a lot of gun testing, and they do a lot of cave exploring. You know, I don't know if there's a name for it, but and they don't go really deep. They just do.
Spelunking.
I was gonna say spelunking. Okay, that's I'm right. I thought maybe that was like climbing a mountain, whatever. So anyway, he showed on a video. He says, you know what? But I bring this with me, and he had a second gun, which was a revolver, and the cartridges looked like little shotgun shells, and they had little balls in it. He goes, "This is snake load, and it's a little shotgun shell for a revolver, because you know you're not going to hit it with a bullet, but with a little shotgun blast."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa. I'm like, that's pretty good for like even home intrusion. That's pretty good. So
Just to let you know, Coach Isaac just texted us at 203-670-4127. He says, I agree. Just a mattress on the floor and go. He agrees with
Hit the road.
Lois.
That's my man there.
right, exactly. Isaac, another one of the Thursday night crew.
Yeah, we'll be out there playing with him when we get out west.
That's great.
Show up in the driveway. Hey, what is it going to look like, Lewis? You're not going to keep it orange. I mean, not school bus colors, I should say.
Yeah. So we painted it sun-kissed orange.
Oh, you did paint it orange. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's a Summit racing color. So if you go to racing and look up sun-kissed orange, that's our bus. And the top and the hood are white.
She said yellow. Yellow is a school bus, not orange.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I have a racing stripe going up the hood, and the top of the roof would be all white. Nice. So I'm trying to give a little car flavor since I'm a car guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Lewis, let me ask you a question. Did you ever take one of those the Summit credit card that they have?
No, because I'm dangerous with a credit card.
All right, because I just made an order with Summit yesterday, and I saw that they were offering this card, and I took it. I said, you know what? Give it to me. He goes, well, do you want the limit, like to cover this purchase? I'm like, no, put a $5,000 limit on it. I said, I'm good for it. Don't worry. And he says, well, this is good for 60 days. You'll be okay. You won't get interest. I said, dude, if I get the bill in at the end of the month, I pay it. I said, I'm that guy. I said, there's like no debt. So I took it. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm curious. Like, he really didn't know much about the ins and outs of it. I was wondering if there are any real benefits. Yeah. You guys, you are in Youngstown, Ohio. You got Summit right there.
Yeah, they're our neighbors. We're about 40 minutes from Summit.
And that's actually the closest Summit to here. So 600 miles away.
Yeah, so this Summit here is where it started. It started here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Chris, they have a whole paint section. I mean, it's unbelievable. That was the one we were going to stop on our trip to Indiana. Still, if I may have to go back there, and if we do, we're definitely stopping at that Summit.
So here's what you don't see. One of my clients, I do promotions for auto guys. So we went to Summit and did some promotion stuff, and they gave us a tour of the warehouse. And the warehouse has shelving that is 5 stories high, and it's in the size of a football field. The floor plan. You should see how, and they got these lifts that lift up the guy, and he picks the piece out from way up high, and it's incredible the way they're set up. Yeah.
Wow.
Holy moly! You can't be afraid of heights and work there.
No, because you should see these little carts. They ride around. It's probably the size of a shopping cart, but it has a lift that takes you up all the way up to the top.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be a problem for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, there's gonna be little bots to go climbing up on that thing. I don't know. It's
needless to say, I have weak kidneys.
Yeah, Summit Racing is no joke. I'll tell you that.
Right.
I have a weak bladder. Past the 3rd floor, on a shopping cart size gondola.
Right.
No.
Yeah, and they zip around. They beep the horn, beep beep. You gotta get out of the way. They're coming through.
So Lewis won't be seeing any bad weather. Like, we'll be complaining about it throughout the year, and he'll be like, no, man, it's sunny here, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm chasing the sun. Wherever the sun is, that's where I'm trying to go.
Sounds good. That sounds like quite a plan. Yeah,
Sure.
it's just exciting. It's just I'm envious just
So,
to
Louis,
pick up
while
and
we
go.
we have a few minutes left before we have to wrap. Run down the social media sites.
Mm.
Talk about Thursday night a little bit, where they can find you there, and then this way, and then I'll have it all up on our thing too.
Okay, we have Plan in Traffic that we do every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time, and that's where we all get together and talk about cars, everything. We talk about anything automotive, and you're always welcome to come in. If you ask the right questions, we'll get you on the screen. Let you hang out with us. If we don't like you, we'll kick you back off.
Yeah.
So you can go to Plan in Traffic YouTube channel, or you can go to planintraffic.com. And then I also have Busting Out Schoolie for our bus conversion. And you can see us on YouTube or Instagram or .com. And that's about it.
Yeah. And we do kind of cover all that good stuff. So yeah, it's great. I'm anxious for your first trip. I can't wait to see it. How it goes. Because
I hope you're going to record it. I hope it's going to be.
I was going to say our YouTube channel is going to continue all through our whole journey, so you can see when I fall out of the bus, or you can see whatever. If I hit something on the road, you'll see it.
Just scrape it off and keep going.
And the beauty is, Chris, Louis can stop at people's shops who have been on the show and visit them in their operations, and just get a rolling platform. So
so that's part of our Plan in Traffic too. So all of my industry guys, the automotive industry guys, I'll be doing interviews with them at their shops. So we'll be traveling, hitting all that stuff too. So
right.
That's great. What a nice sideline that you can actually do that. You can interview and meet them face to face. You're the traveling show.
Exactly.
So that means a lot. That's very cool.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I really appreciate you guys having me on. You guys are very professional, more than my show.
Come on.
I'm saving that. That's going to go on a promo.
Sure. Professional guys. I gotta watch my P's and Q's coming on here.
Louis, thank you. Kind words coming from a professional. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it greatly.
It's definitely a little bit of a different deal. It's a lot more laid back on Thursday. Plus, we have the format where people can come in and out. And here we're more, we're more regulated. We're FCC regulated, so we got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually our friends who have put us in trouble on this show because they get too comfortable.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. They have gotten us into some warm water. That's for sure.
But yeah, Thursday night, Plan in Traffic. Christ, I've been there 8 years already. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
I know.
Really?
I'm telling you, hey, I'm going to be doing this Thursday. Lou Santiago had asked. He calls me one day. He says, hey, he goes, you know anything about electrical and these relay things? And I'm like, yeah, sure I do. I don't know about that. He goes, listen, how about you come on the show and you can answer those questions? Because people ask me, he goes, I don't know nothing about that.
Been there ever since.
And if you know Lou, that's exactly how he talks. So I said, sure, I'll do it. Haven't left yet.
That's true. Louis, that's one thing about Ray. When it comes down to cars, you can't get rid of them. You just can't get rid of them. I've tried. It just doesn't work. You can't get rid of them. I don't know why.
We love them over at Plan in Traffic.
We have a good time. And I tell you, the friends I've made that I've brought to this show that listen, we cross promote both shows guest wise and and also and the friends of the shows, of course. Brian now fills in when Chris is out. So, we got it all happening. So
and it's funny because a lot of times we can't cover a lot of the big topics with great detail. So with Playing in Traffic, that's one of those shows that yes, you can get into the details and the nooks and crannies and really dig into a topic. And sometimes I actually appreciate that because just like this show, we could talk to you for another hour,
right?
And come up with more content.
We could, but we're not. We can't. Because that music means Steve K is behind me. He's filling in for Kim today, doing Thunder Road, Best of Springsteen in the band. So we got to get the heck out of here. Chris, what do I tell the people waiting for me out in the parking lot?
Don't follow us home, especially if this big orange school bus shows up.
Then we're going for lunch.
That is home.
Louis, thank you very much for coming on with us today. Appreciate it.
Louis, thank you.
Right, thank you. Appreciate it.
See you on Thursday night.
All right.
All right. For Chris Switzer, Louis Lee, Ray Guarino, Motormouth Radio out. We'll be back next week with more fun and frolic. keep it where you got it for Thunder Road on 90.3 WHPC.
See you, bye.